Eddie.
Okay.
You've got an energised group, it looks like, since the last time you played here. So a couple of really good wins on the road, and then the performance against Man City on Saturday was a good one. Do you feel the players are coming into a good moment at a crucial time in the season?
Yeah, I feel that way. I think the feeling, as I said, the atmosphere around the squad's been really strong the last few weeks. It's been a really good response to a difficult period for us. Again, in training today, really good attitudes, good energy, all things considered, and ready for tomorrow's game.
You're obviously 6-1 up from the first leg. Is that an opportunity for you to maybe rest some of the players who've been playing a lot of football, and is there the potential for maybe one or two of your younger players coming in tomorrow?
Yeah, possibly. I think we'll look at the squad and try and pick a strong team. We want to win the game. So that's the first target, is to win. And in some senses, we want to keep a good rhythm with the players. I think it's a really delicate balance we've got between rotating the squad and making sure everyone's fresh to winning the game, and also making sure players don't lose rhythm and we don't lose the good feeling that we've had. So I'll try and pick the right team, taking all the information into consideration that we have.
Thank you. George Colkin.
Hi, Eddie. Slightly left field question. Did you have a leadership group at Bournemouth when you were manager there? And what is it that you're looking for from your leaders?
Did we have a leadership group? It's a good question. Time travels quickly. I'm not sure we did. Certainly not to the level that we have now. We had some very good leaders in the team that I had there, but I'm not sure we had it officially sort of as we do now. What do I look for? I look for consistency. I look for strength of leadership, especially in difficult moments. I look for, obviously, a vocal delivery, especially on the pitch and on the training pitch, and really high standards of behaviour. I think all those things are really, really crucial. And I think the guys in the leadership group have to sort of live that every day. That has to become them.
Okay, we'll go to Nisha, to Damien, and then Lee, please. Nisha.
Hi, Eddie. In the season where Premier League form has been a bit inconsistent, how much joy has this Champions League journey brought you and the team? How important has it been?
Yeah, it's been really important. I think it's been. I think there's been some great performances in the Champions League. I think we've sort of saved our best for that competition. And a lot was made of, quite rightly, the result against Qarabag in the first leg. But for me, it wasn't sort of the result as such. It was the performance and the manner and the hunger that we showed in that game all through to deliver a really, really good performance. And that's the sort of the highest level I think we've played at this season. And that's the sort of level I want us to try and attain as close as we can to as often as possible. And I thought we followed that up with a really similar performance against Manchester City, albeit a different result. I thought the level was there. I mean, I think we've shown that we can compete. I've showed that physically we were really, really good. And so if that's sort of that performance to try and spark us into life, then great. And that's what we've got to try and aspire to tomorrow. I think we've got to try and hit our very, very best levels, because it's the consistency that, as I said, we've been searching for all season.
Thank you. Damien?
Eddie, you achieved some significant firsts during your time at the club. What would it mean in terms of the journey to reach the last 16 of this competition?
Yeah, it's something that we spoke about before the competition started. That was our sort of initial target. We wanted to try and reach this stage, as in the last 16. And I think then when you're at that point of the competition, I think anything can happen. And we back ourselves sort of in cup ties, one-off games. I think that seems to have brought out the best of the squad this year, and that's in the Carabao Cup as well, so, and the FA Cup as well. So we seem to be able to rise or raise our game when we need it, and certainly this competition is going to bring out that side of it the further we go into it. But I think just breaking it down purely, as much as that's the target, we've still got to try and win tomorrow's game, and that's all we're focusing on at the moment.
Lee Ryder?
Eddie, do you encourage your players to dream big in this competition? Because there's a route there to real glory, isn't there?
Yeah, encourage them to dream and to think, what if, to have positive thoughts. All of those things I think are really healthy for the group. Ultimately, you have to break it down when you're in my seat, and breaking it down to just trying to win every game, to try and focus on the detail of the performance. We trained well this morning in terms of trying to set up what we think we need to do tomorrow. So it's sort of small steps, but in the back of your head, I think it's great to have those thoughts, because that's going to only inspire you to give your best.
Thank you. Lady on the front row.
Which Qarabag player impressed you most in the last game?
Well, as I said many times, I was really impressed with Qarabag, having watched them a lot in the build-up to the game. I really like the centre-forward Duran. I thought he has been a real threat for them, running in behind with his pace. He's got a real eye for goal. Jankovic in midfield, I think, is a really good footballer. So I think they've got some really good players. I think the first game was about us being at our best. I think we made it difficult for them, but we haven't underestimated them in the build-up to this game, and we've prepared really strongly because we know they're a very good team.
Thank you. Daniel?
Eddie, the last couple of weeks have probably brought about your best performances in a row of the season. What's pleased you the most in terms of performances in these games?
I think if there was one part of our game that I thought was really good, it would be our energy, which has been fluctuated, if we're being honest, throughout the season. But our energy in the last group of games has been really good. I think that started from the right at the top of the pitch with Anthony Gordon, and then filtered back through the rest of the team. And I think when we show that energy and that sort of zip in our game, I think we can compete with anybody. We can make it very uncomfortable for our opponents with our physicality, and then we've got real technical skills when we're at our best to execute what we want on the ball. So I think the physicality, when you consider all the games we've had, has been of a really high level.
Of course, this season, as we know, has had its ups and downs, but when it comes to you as a coach and as a manager, are you actually enjoying the challenge that it provides despite the inconsistencies at times?
I'm not enjoying the inconsistencies. I'm not enjoying the sort of the low points. We all, as a group, demand a lot of ourselves. That's me and the players, the staff. So we're very self-critical. We're very analytical on what we've delivered. We know we can do better. The challenge is to hit those high levels as often as we can, and we won't be happy if we don't. So I think that me and the players share that wish.
Thank you. We'll go to Craig, Martin, and then to Jordan, please.
Hi Eddie, we've got a new midfield debate to enjoy.
Oh no.
Pleased to know. Nick Woltemade, he's Germany's number 9 and we're 4 months out from a World Cup. Have you had a conversation with him about that contrast to where he's obviously probably aiming to play for his country, where he's established himself, into where he is playing now for yourselves?
I've had many conversations with Nick on like sort of a broad range of subjects, really. I think even when he's playing as a number 9, as we used him, it wasn't to stretch the line, it was to come lower on the pitch. So I think in terms of his Germany career, without speaking for Nick, I think him playing well in any position for us is only going to help supplement that. Nick is very, very happy playing the role that he has done the last few games. There's no sort of fight with him on that. He's very much all in because he wants to showcase his best skills, and his best skills is technically helping us link play. But I think what we've seen, which maybe has surprised me even to a point, has been his tactical understanding and his ability to understand the press, understand what he needs to do defensively. He's been excellent. He does have a sort of freedom on the ball to take up central positions. He has the freedom to drift to a degree across the pitch, so he's not sort of stranglehold by the position into one place. So I think hopefully we'll see the very best of him. But his position isn't fixed. We can change however we see fit, depending on the game.
Thank you. Martin?
I think I'm at 10 here to Craig's number 9 on the midfield discussion, unfortunately. Are we talking about a Joe Linton kind of transformation here from there?
No, I wouldn't necessarily say so. I can understand why you would ask the question up, but I'd say Nick was always, in our thoughts, very much a deep-lying player, deep-lying number 9. All his best work came from starting higher and coming lower. Now, just starting lower and staying sort of in the middle line. I don't think it's a great change. Of course, there's different things you need to bring in that position, of course. But I think he's played really, really well there the last few games. I've been very impressed with him. None more so in the Qarabag game. In the first leg, I thought he was outstanding that day. Who knows what the future holds for him? But I just think he's a very, very good attacker for us, and we'll use him in a variety of positions.
To get him fit enough to play in a deeper role in England, how much work physically have you had to do with him?
Not too much, to be honest. We haven't really had a great deal of training time with him. I think he came to us in a position where he was probably 75% fit, as in Newcastle fit, and I think we've been able to get him up to a really good place. But he's got really good endurance, Nick. It's not that he at any time really struggled with long runs. He's not really necessarily a sprinter. His endurance levels have always been pretty good, and that's what you need in that position. So, in some senses, again, that suits him.
Thank you. Jordan?
Sven Botman and Wissa were pitch on training this afternoon. Will they be involved tomorrow night?
Yeah, we hope so. Wait and see how they both wake up tomorrow, but fingers crossed they'll both be involved. Yeah, there was a few players that we just kept inside today. No real issues. 4 or 5 players, I think, that we just wanted to look after.
Thank you. Over to Louise, Gary, and I'll finish with Dom.
Hi, Eddie. Do you feel that perhaps next season, if you evolved the style slightly and became maybe better on the ball, could Nick Woltemade be central to that because of his technical ability and his skills and his flexibility?
Yeah, possibly. As I said, the future's an exciting one, regardless of what position we play for him, because I think the hardest season any new player has, in my opinion, coming to a new country is the first one, because everything's new, everything's different. He had a great start for us, which really helped him, but there was always going to be a period where he found it difficult in this league because teams very, very quickly come up with different plans, and everything is then aimed to stop you. So I think he's adapting his game really well. I'm really happy with him. But our style in general, I think, will always change depending on the individuals. But of course, we've got to be successful and we've got to win games, whatever style we pick. So I'm pleased with how the team's looked in the last few weeks.
And how important is it that he's got the sort of mental bravery to dare to be different, as in a different context, his GQ fashion shoot, rather unhighlighted?
I haven't seen that, no.
It's amazing.
Was it good? I know his fashion sense is different. Certainly I couldn't pull some of the things off that he wears, and I wouldn't even dare to. But I think he looks good. No matter what he wears, he's got a way of showcasing his dress sense off, and it almost matches his personality. He is slightly different. He's got no problem being different, and on the football pitch he's got such unique strengths. I've really enjoyed watching him play the last few games.
Thanks, Louise. Gary?
Hey, Eddie. Just on Nick again, if he continues to flourish in this new role, are you expecting to have a conversation with Julian Nagelsmann at any point? Obviously, Nick's made himself Germany's first choice number 9 over the last couple of international breaks. Would that be something you'd be expecting if he continues in this role?
Not necessarily, because I think the role isn't, as I said, it's not dissimilar to how Germany have used him anyway. If they've played him as a 9, they've asked him to come into lower positions. So I don't think it's a big change, and I'm sure their manager will look at it and go, if he's doing well for Newcastle and he's playing minutes, then that's only going to help his cause. They know what he can do, obviously coming through the youth system there. So I think they'll have no doubts about his strengths and what he can offer the national team. I just hope that he continues to flourish in whatever position we play in.
Thank you. Dom?
Hi, Eddie. Just on another German, no Malik Chow tomorrow night. He's started every game since his full debut. How do you deal with losing such a consistent starter in your side, but also a player who's played such a key role?
Yeah, it's going to be a blow for us. I said that when his suspension was confirmed. A big loss for us at the heart of our defence. I think Malik has been hugely impressive this season. Model of consistency. I actually think the last few games again has been some of his strongest of the season. I think he's, considering the amount of games he's played, he's really, really good in that sense. I think on the ball he's come back to being at his very best level. I think defensively he's been superb. So I think it's been an incredible signing for us. He's a great lad as well. Settled in really quickly to the group. So yeah, he'll be a miss, but fingers crossed it's just for one game.